Welcome in to Sports Talk Radio on 96.2. Today we are at Wrigley Field for our first live audience show, and we are going to be giving our MLB bold predictions.
So my bold prediction for the second half of the MLB season is that 4 teams from the AL East will make the playoffs. I think that the Rangers will fall off. I know that's a hot take because they've been so hot, but I don't know. They have a lot of players who haven't proven much throughout full seasons or through the playoffs. And I think that the Blue Jays and the Yankees will start heating up, and I think that Blue Jays, Yankees, and I think all 3 wild card spots will go to the AL East. I think that the Rays will win the division, but the Orioles are basically a lock for the wild card, and the Yankees, once Judge gets healthy, I think they'll get hot.
I think that the Phillies could make a very far playoff run, and I think that they could make the NLCS because I think they're a very streaky team, and they could they can make the wild card. And just like last year, we saw that they went on a very good run once they made the wild card, and I think they could go all the way, like have an unreal run because they have a lot of old vets with experience, and now they have a lot of young stars.
I'm going to have to disagree with Khalil here. I think that 3 teams from the AL West are going to make the playoffs, and it's not going to be the Rangers, Astros, and Angels. Instead of the Angels, it's going to be the Mariners. The Mariners aren't that good right now, but when Julio Rodriguez is hot, and he's been picking it up recently, and then Teoscar Hernandez, he's been a good signing for pretty much cheap. And then Cal Raleigh has been underrated, and Ty France is getting a lot of RBIs. And I think the Rangers actually have a chance to even make the World Series and maybe win it. Who knows? They have 5 All-Stars, the Rookie of the Year in the AL with Josh Young, and then they have Corey Seager, who's good. And then the Astros, who are the defending champs, I think are going to be pretty good. They're like only 2 games back right now, and they're playing well. So yeah, and it looks like we have a question from a live audience. What do
you guys make of the Blue Jays? It seems like they have an okay batting order, an okay rotation with the exception of Gosman, and then an okay bullpen. Do you think they're going to get much more than 5 or 6 seed?
I don't think that they'll. So I think there's no way they win the division. I think the Orioles or Rays will definitely take the division, but I think that if they have talent, I think if Bichette and Guerrero start playing like we've seen them play very well before and get very hot at times. I think if they play like that, then they could actually make a run and possibly get a wild card spot.
So I think that the Blue Jays, they're decent right now, but I feel like that might not stay. I think if they make the playoffs, it's going to be like a 6 seed because, like you said, they don't really have anybody in that rotation or bullpen, and that can hurt you deep in the season. And so
I definitely think that they're a wild card contending team, but I think the Rays will definitely run away with that division.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah.
Going to stay in the AL East. What do you guys think of like the Yankees' current like cold streak with like 220 or less as a team at play?
I think Judge's injury and just everything. I don't know. They didn't finish well going to the All-Star break, but I think we've seen them heat up multiple times throughout seasons. We've seen their talent. Like if Judge gets hot, there's no stopping Aaron Judge, and we've seen that he can put the team on his back. Like last year, he had a stretch where he had like almost a lot, like most of the RBIs for his team in like a whole month, which was just crazy, and they were winning games at that point. So I think once Judge comes back, if he heats up and the supporting cast does their job, I think that they can make the wild card.
So right now, the Yankees, I think, are 4th in the division, and they're not in the playoffs. Yeah. But that's also credit to Judge not being healthy, and their pitching hasn't been that great. But I think when Judge gets healthy, they can make a run. But if it depends how long he's out for, because if he's out for a good amount of time, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. And it looks like we have to wrap it up. So, thank you guys.